Okay, so the auto industry is going through a massive shakeup right now. For years, it felt like a sure thing. Giants like Ford and GM are going all in on an electric future. But now, well, it seems like they're slamming the brakes, and hard. Let's dig into why this huge reversal is happening, and what it could mean for the future of the car you drive.
It really starts with one just jaw-dropping number, $19.5 billion. That's how much Ford is essentially writing off on its big EV bets. This isn't just some small course correction. For a company the size of Ford, that's a financial earthquake.
So you gotta ask, right? After pouring billions of dollars and basically betting the whole farm on electric vehicles, why are companies like Ford suddenly throwing the car in reverse? What went so wrong? And here's the thing, Ford's huge pivot isn't just a one-off event. Nope, it's actually a symptom of a much bigger story. A story about two completely different roads taken in the race to build the car of the future.
And we're not just talking about slowing things down. Ford is completely scrapping production of some of its big EVs. We're talking about their flagship, the all-electric F-150 Lightning. Instead, they're retooling it as a hybrid. So it'll have a battery, but it's also getting its gas engine back.
So how on earth did they end up here? Well, it starts with what we can call the mandated path. This was a road that wasn't really paved by what customers were asking for, but by, well, immense pressure from governments and regulators.
I mean, this quote from an industry insider pretty much says it all. The feeling was that legacy automakers were forced into this all-or-nothing EV strategy. It was a business decision made at the gunpoint of green legislation. They felt like they had no choice in the matter.
And you can see why they felt that way. Just look at California, for instance. The state set these incredibly aggressive timelines. By 2035, the mandate said 100% of new cars sold had to be zero emission. When you're facing deadlines like that, you feel like you have to go all in just to keep up.
But here's the catch. There was a huge problem brewing. The market just wasn't ready. For one, the electrical grid in places like California couldn't even handle a full EV transition. And on top of that, once the government subsidies started to dry up, a lot of consumers looked at the price tag and realized, you know what? Hybrids are just way cheaper and more practical.
And this poll really shows you the reality on the ground. Despite this massive push for EVs, a staggering 89% of people are still driving good old-fashioned gas-powered cars. The future the government was demanding and the reality of the market, they were on a total collision course.
Okay, so while the legacy automakers were dutifully following these government mandates, Tesla was on a completely different path. Their strategy wasn't about compliance at all. It was about one thing, building a better car.
And this right here, this is the fundamental difference. This is the whole ballgame. The legacy automakers were trying to sell you an electric car, mainly because they were told they had to. Tesla, on the other hand, was focused on selling a better car, one that people would actually want. The fact that it was electric, that was almost a side detail.
Think about it. When you first sat in a Tesla, you didn't think, oh, this is just an electric car. No way. It felt like you were stepping into a car from the future. It was a computer on wheels. The whole experience was reimagined around that giant screen, the sleek design, and, let's be honest, a massive status appeal.
And this difference in philosophy led to completely different cars. The legacy approach was basically, take a truck we already make, like the F-150, rip out the gas engine, and stuff a battery in there. Tesla's approach? Start with a blank sheet of paper. They built a mind-blowing, high-end sports car first, which made the brand cool and desirable before they even tried to sell to the masses.
So, after traveling down these two very different paths, the entire industry has now come to this huge fork in the road. And where these two paths lead from here, well, that's going to define the future of driving for all of us.
You know, years ago, Elon Musk pretty much laid out the stakes with a pretty stark warning. He said that if legacy auto failed to embrace both electric and autonomous tech, their cars would become the dumb phones in a world of smartphones.
And now, we're literally watching those two futures play out in real time. For legacy auto, the path forward seems to be a retreat to what's safe and familiar, making better gas and hybrid cars. For Tesla, the focus is somewhere else entirely, perfecting the software-defined car.
So what even is a software-defined car? Well, think of it like your smartphone. The car you buy isn't the car you're stuck with. It actually gets better over time. We're talking about full self-driving, AI assistants you can talk to, and constant over-the-air updates that add cool new features, like automated parking or even a camera that can read HOV lane rules for you. The ultimate vision? A whole fleet of self-driving robotaxis.
And all of this leaves the entire industry and us with one massive, fundamental question. As legacy automakers double down on the engines they know and trust, and Tesla pushes deeper and deeper into AI, what truly defines the car of the future? Is it still about what's under the hood, or is it now all about the software that's running inside?